What makes this Olorado case even more demoralizing is when you realize that it's been almost 10 years actually since the first like huge case of GBV that like got documented, and there was a big uproar with Ukarabu Mugwena, which was I think 2017 if I'm not mistaken. And then after that, there was an even bigger one with Oyinene in 2019. And then there have been others, but most recently there was Okwekwe, which was huge, and people took to the streets, and people were mad and all of that. And then in the middle of that, to show that nothing has changed in rape culture in South Africa, you had like huge creators with big platforms like Openwell tweeting things like this when they're saying that this 7 year old credibility is not good. How do we even know that she was raped? That's the mentality we are at 10 years later versus 10 years ago when we started talking about rape culture. Of course, GBV has been an issue in South Africa before that. There's been people doing the work. I'm just talking about like mainstream conversation starting. It was about 10 years ago, like around 2016, and we are still here right now, and there still isn't any noticeable difference. There still isn't any noticeable like growth in conversation. I'm not even, yes, the issues themselves, of course, that's the main thing to stop the criminal acts in GBV. But at this point, I will settle for even a difference in how people think. There's literally been no difference, and that is what scares me more when I think that 10 years from now, I'm not, because if 10 years from now we want to see gender based violence go down, we were supposed to already see the seeds of that being planted. We're already supposed to see that, oh man, there's something different about the mentality. Men are thinking about rape differently. Like they're starting to question, they're talking to their friends, like maybe who might have done a weird thing and saying, "Bruh, this was not good. You should not do this." What tells me is that we're not even there yet. We're not even at that point of conversation. So let alone then the actual acts of like rape and sexual aggression and all of that. How do we even get to that point when even the conversation themselves, there's people who have millions of followers across all platforms on social media still saying this 7 year old was not raped? How do we know? Like that is, yeah, I mean, that's very disappointing. That's very disappointing. I feel like we need to start holding these politicians under fire, because I do think now the change needs to happen on a government level where like programs, the same way that we started to fear and really be aware and safe when it comes to HIV because of the programs that were going around in Soul City, like people coming to schools to talk to us